So first let's understand what do we mean by this type of a question called sentence equivalence in the GRE exam. So this is something you see in GRE exam. So let's first read the directions so that you understand that. Select the two answer choices that when used to complete the sentence. So you have sentence here. So there is a blank here. So you need to select two answer choices from the given list. If we put those choices over here in the blank, they should fit the meaning of the sentence as a whole and produce completed sentences that are alike in meaning, right? So the two words should not just simply complete the sentence, but they should also give the similar meaning, right? The meaning, the essence that you get after reading this completed sentence should get the same feeling, right? So and then we have how many options? We have 6 options. The student has to mark 2 options out of this 6 as the correct one. Just a simple math question. How many combinations are possible for this? Like if I can pair these two, that's one way of answering it, right? If I call them A, B, C, D, E, F, there are 6 options. I can mark A and B, or I can mark A and C and so on, right? So how many options are there? If you're good with P and C, permutation and combinations, you would say 6C2. There are 6 options. I need to select 2. So that would be what? 6 factorial by 4 factorial into 2 factorial. So there are basically 15 different combinations that are possible while I try to pair up, right, any two options. So the probability of getting right if you hit in the dark is basically 1 by 15. It's very, very low, right? Generally the multiple choice question will have 4 options. So your chance of getting it, when you hit in the dark is still better with 1 by 4. Here it's very, very bad. So that's a problem with this questions as well, that the chance of getting them right by luck is very, very low. Yes, sometimes you can just definitely try out by eliminating some. That's something that you can do so that you can cut down your probable answers and save or increase your chance of getting it right. And the best case is that you understand what is the answer and then mark it. So there are 6 options. We have to pick 2 options. So what I would ask you is pause the video and try this to answer on your own for maybe a minute. See if you could get it right or not. We'll anyway discuss the answer, but then just pass it and try it. Hope you have tried it. Hope you have marked a couple of answers which you feel would fit in the blank, which will also give a similar meaning. So let's move ahead. What I would like to do is I would like to talk about the technique that would be very much recommended for solving the sentence equivalence questions. What is the step 1 you need to do for sentence equivalence is do not see this sentence, right? This one, the blank, the sentence with the blank, don't read that at all. Just jump into the options first, right? I'm saying step 1, just jump into the options. Generally, the way you see in the sentence equivalence options, you're supposed to fill the blanks with the words such that the sentences give you similar meaning. So that basically translates to the option should also have some synonyms, that is, words with similar meaning, right? Very closely related. I would not say like exact synonyms, but pretty much very, very close related is what you need to do. So out of these 6 options, the general trend that we see in GRE, that is like I'm saying 70 to 80% of the questions will have 2 pairs, which is similar, right? 2 synonym pairs. That is basically, there will be 2 pairs, that is basically 4 options out of the 6 can be split into 2 pairs, like, right, 2 options similar meaning and 2 options with similar meaning, and then you will be left with another 2 options which are not related in any way. This is what we generally see. So if I can actually select these 2 pairs properly, then I straight away eliminating these 2, and then if I can fit one of these 4 options into this blank, then automatically I know which would be the second option and which are the other 2 which I should be eliminating, right? So that makes it much easier for you if you can just fill in one blank out of the 6 options into this. So what am I saying? First step, don't read the statement, just jump into the option, right? Step 2, read the options and pick the pairs, pick the synonym pairs. Here this is under an assumption that you know the meaning of all the 6 words, right? There is a chance that you might not know. Let's look at that part again. What can we do? So obviously it will make it difficult for you to get the right answer, but what can we do to optimize our performance? That's something that we'll discuss a bit later. So What is the thing that we're saying? First, step 1, jump into the options, pick the pairs, see these 6 words, right? Pick the pairs. What I would ask you again is to pause the video and try on your own if you can pick the pairs. See how many pairs are there. There are some, questions where you might see only one pair. That's hitting the gold mine. If you can actually get that one pair, you don't even have to spend time on reading this properly. Obviously, I would recommend you to fit them and see in the blank, but generally if you have one pair, that obviously is the answer, right? Because the rest of the 4 options are not relevant to each other. So there is no way that I can fit 2 words into the blank. So obviously that single pair which I see in the 6 options should be the answer, the synonym pair. Sometimes you might see all the 6 options can be split into 3 pairs, that is 2 options each, which would make it a little bit more difficult. But the chances of seeing this is very low. This is also very low. What you see most likely is this, where you have 2 pairs. So you have to eliminate one and select the other to get the answer. Then once you have split them into pairs, then the step 3 is, now read this statement. Forget about the options. See what would be the meaning of the word that would fit, right? In your own words, not the meaning, in your own words, find a suitable word for this. Not just one word, just what should be it, right? Like if I see this, most science textbooks are dense and abstruse, whereas a good teacher can describe the most recondite mysteries with impressive. So what would be something that would fit? Imagine this again, think, pass it and try what would be the suitable word here. Hope you have passed. What I would say is this: most science textbooks are dense and abstruse, basically difficult, huge read and not that easy to comprehend. That's what this line is saying. Whereas, so this is a pivot word which is basically saying, hold on, I understand that most of the books are, science books are difficult to understand and are hard to read, etc. Whereas a good teacher, so this is like taking in the negative, in the opposite direction. I understand they are difficult, whereas a good teacher can describe the most recondite mystery, so difficult to comprehend, recondite stuff with impressive, what would suit there. So a good teacher is basically saying things are difficult, the science textbooks stuff are difficult to read and understand, but a good teacher can actually describe those tougher stuff, that is the dense and recondite stuff, with impressive teaching, basically in simple manner, right? If a teacher can describe this complicated stuff with impressive simple words, right? Simple description or simple teaching or easy to understand style, these are the suitable words. So I am not writing one word, see, I am writing some description of the potential word. That is fine, you can easily fill, once you understand what would be a suitable word for that. So this is something you will do as a job. Now you have done this and you have done the pairs. The last step is to see which of the pair, even if you can fit one word into it, obviously you can say, okay, this pair would fit, this pair would fit or something into this blank. So that's like step 1. Look at the options, pick the pairs, pick the synonym pairs. Step 2, like how you do the text completion, just read the blank, read the sentence and try to fill with your own words and fill the blank with own words. Then see which of the pairs would fit in this and then you're done. That's what you need to do, right? So what I would say is, I hope you have tried to make them into pairs, synonym pairs here, and you also have understood what would be suitable word here, right? Easy to understand style or simple description style. Now let's do one thing. What I'll do is I'll give you the explanation of these words. You cannot fill the get the pairs or get the job done if you don't know the meaning of the word. So let's actually make it a little bit easier. By chance, if you don't know the words, there are a good chance that you might not know meaning of all the words. There are some indeed good words over here. So what I am doing is I am giving you one more chance to give it a final shot for this question. So read through the 6 words meanings. Follow the style that I have explained just now. Step 1, pick the pairs. Right? Step 2, read the blank and see the suitable word for the blank. Suitable word in your own words. Right? Don't try to fit this, blanks over there. And step 3, now connect both. pass it and first try to do this step. This step we've already done about what would be suitable word. Maybe you can just reread it and understand in your mind again, and then see connect both and see what is the right answer. I'm sure you'll get it correct with the description of the words if you follow this technique. Hope you have passed it. So let's look at the first step, picking the pairs. So luridness is vivid description or explicit details that are meant to provoke a shock. So the meanings of these words are not like exactly right with respect to them being noun form or verb form, etc. So we have just tried to give you a sense of what this word would mean. So don't worry about that minor technicalities. So luridness is basically, having some description of details that are meant to provoke or shock you. So this is one. Okay, then the second option is being wise and evaluating information before making a decision. So this looks okay. So it's basically, are they two related? I don't see much of relation between. Skill or expertise in a particular activity or field, right? That's a prowess. So I'm good at something, I can, okay. Then panache is flamboyance, confidence and self-assurance. So that's being confident and self-assured. Limpidity, expressing in clear and transparent manner. Lucidity is expressing clearly, easy to understand. So when I look at this, I can immediately see a link here. These two are definitely pairs. Expressing in clear and transparent manner, expressing clearly in easy to understand format, that's lucidity. So these two are definitely a pair, I see. Good. Then flamboyance, confidence, self-assurance, I don't see anything relevant. So this one is definitely gone. Prowess, a skill or expertise in a particular activity or field, I don't see it being anywhere related to this part. But being wise and evaluating information, this is not really fitting over here, but you do have contextual usage of sagacity into the prowess as well. Sometimes we might see this. So I wouldn't actually ideally pick this, but maybe I would call this a pair. Maybe, just if I am forced to pick a pair, I would pick it. Otherwise I would confidently not see that as a pair. There are some instances where this word would also be used to explain the skill or ability of someone. So maybe we can have that. And then the vivid description that meant to provoke a shock. Again, this is something that is not done anywhere in the 6 options. So that is also not possible pair. So I am seeing 2 pairs here, though I am not even 100% sure of this pair, but there is a chance. It need not be exactly same. Sometimes you might see closely related. If they can fit into the blank, then obviously you have to be careful with that. So let's look at this, right? What the next step was to write in suitable words. What was that I was saying? Most of the textbooks are dense and abstruse, that is difficult to comprehend, but a good teacher can actually describe even the difficult to comprehend stuff with impressive, basically the style of teaching where it is made easy to understand, simple manner, right? That's what the blank would fit, right? So the says that science textbooks are difficult to understand, but a good teacher can describe the difficult things to understand with impressive, easy to understand style. So that is completely taken care by these two, right? It's expressing clearly. The style of teaching, clear and easy to understand manner is what would fit over here with impressive, lucidity or limpidity. So I would say the option C and F would be the correct answer for this. That would help us not break our head over this or this. Maybe you can check these two. Even though skill is something that could be there, but I don't see them being as good a fit as this. Obviously you can say a good teacher can explain difficult stuff with impressive skill that he or she has, but they wouldn't fit as good as this things, because the whole thing was talking about it is difficult to comprehend and etc. So these two words would be the best fit for it.